Hi there, I'm Nicole Wilbur. I am a writer and story nerd, and this video is for you if you want to start writing in 2021, by which I mean like fiction writing, by the way. So, yay! If your goal is to start writing in 2021, congratulations, this is an awesome goal. Writing is so fun. Welcome to the community. As soon as you start writing, you're a writer. As scary as it is to say that, scary for me too. The best thing that I can say is if you have an idea and you're itching to write it, just write it. I wouldn't really mess around and read a whole bunch of craft books or watch a whole bunch of videos. Like, yes, do that for sure. But you can get really stuck in trying to learn and not actually writing. One of my favorite quotes is, reading about writing is not writing. Thinking about what you're going to write is not writing. Watching YouTube videos about writing is not writing. So yes, get some resources to get yourself started if you want to. Have some things to reference, but just start. Focus on the writing. Focus on starting to write. Don't focus on making sure you have all the information before you do, because you will never learn it all before you start writing. You just have to start. There's no good time. Just start. The next piece of advice I have: what you write is going to be crap the first time, like actual crap. You'll probably love it, and you should love it. You love it, love it, love it. But in 99% of cases, it's not going to be good. And that's okay, because not good doesn't mean not productive. It's actually incredibly productive. So your first project, your first story is probably not going to be good, but it will be productive. It's a learning experience. It's really hard to write a novel or to write anything good. It takes time to build up those skills, but just starting it, just showing yourself that you can finish it and getting something on paper will make you better. Your first thing when you're writing, honestly, the first obstacle that any writer has to overcome is finishing something. You finishing something first to show yourself you can do it, and you can make it better from there. Do be aware, though, that it might be most productive to abandon your very first project. A lot of people, I did this, I know a lot of other author tubers did this, the first novel that they wrote, whether it was, in grade 9, me, or when they were 30 or whatever, you write it, you try to work on it, it might not be salvageable. Just know that. It might not be salvageable, or you might need to go work on something else before you can come back to it. So don't be so attached to it that you work on the same thing for years and years and years. If you can't get it to work, try something else. And that being said, I really recommend you start with something shorter. Now, that's a very classic piece of writing advice. Start with short stories, and it's a big debate. People say, don't do that. The truth is, like anything, learning to write requires iteration, and you can iterate much quicker on something shorter. You also spend less time on something shorter, so you'll be less invested and more willing to move on if you need to move on, and less upset when you read it back a couple months later and you're like, oh, this is total crap and I just spent like a year writing this, Not that that's bad, it's still productive, but it can be almost more motivating to do something shorter. When you write shorter things, short stories, you learn how to construct and turn a scene. You learn how to write characters that shine through the page, how to show character growth and character change, how to edit and strengthen a story, how to convey emotion through writing like humor, sadness, whatever, and hundreds of other things. That being said, starting writing with writing short things is not the right choice for everyone, because writing a short story does not teach you how to write a novel. I want to be very clear about that. And I now know how to structure short stories and plots in short stories quite well. I haven't mastered short stories, but I have an idea of what to do. That has really helped me improve the quality of my writing, and it's made me confident in my abilities, but that does not mean that I'm very good at structuring full-length novels yet. I'm not. I'm still learning how to do that. I don't know how to nail the plot of a novel because that's more complicated and longer, and it is a different medium. So just keep that in mind. Write what you want to write. If there's an exciting idea for a novel and you have to write the novel, then write that. If you only ever want to write novels, and if you aren't interested in short stories, then write a novel. You might want to start with a few scenes and just working on honing, how to turn a scene, how to set it up, how to do some description, like shorter things before you plunge into doing like a NaNoWriMo 50,000 word first draft, because that could help your skills. Write what you want to write, but consider starting a little bit smaller to give yourself room and time to iterate. My next piece of advice is try to make a habit of it. Writing every day isn't practical for everyone. You don't have to write every day necessarily. It doesn't have to be NaNoWriMo all the time, but start creating that habit. Find time in your schedule. When are you going to write? Write it down, pencil it in, and commit to it. Give it to yourself. Give that time to yourself to really learn this new skill. If you are planning to start writing in 2021, please let me know below. If you find these tips helpful, definitely let me know. If you aren't subscribed, click the big red button, give it a thumbs up, all of the things. Thank you so much for watching, and go write.